Muting everybody. So we need rollers. We're doing upper body, chest, shoulders. So we need rollers and sticks today. And that should be good. We had a lovely session last night with the strength stuff. Susie joined from the middle of a playing field. That's quite entertaining. With a hockey run for her kids. Anyway, right, sitting on your mats. So, legs stretched out in front. And just, sorry, rubbing those knees. Just rubbing those thighs. Get the blood moving in those legs. Get hold of that kneecap and pull it out to the outside of your leg. And then push it across to the inside. And then put your hands on top and give those kneecaps a bit of a roll. And then rub your knees, your hands down below your knees, down through those shins. Bend those knees and pull yourself forward so that you bring your tummy towards your thighs. So those of you that did the class last night might feel a bit tight in those attachment of the hamstrings and the ITB around the top of the leg. So pull that tummy forward onto the thighs, and then let's just stretch that head away from the tailbone in a curve, and then push those knees down to the floor, the right knee and the left knee, and then both knees down to the floor, and then really reach yourself forwards. And then slowly sit yourself back up. Look at those feet, check that they're parallel. Take those feet wide apart from each other. Really pull on the outside of the legs, really pull on the outside of the ankle. And then pull those feet so the soles are pointing to each other. Really try to turn those big toes towards you. And then turn those feet the other way. Spread those toes upwards. Feel the tension. Bring the toes up towards your nose. Bring those toes vertically, pulling them towards your nose. Bringing those toes towards each other, pulling them towards your nose. And then release and push those toes hard away from you. Get those ankles moving. Point the toes towards. Take the toes away. Bring them towards and then do a circle. Big circle with those feet. And then a circle the other way. And then slide those hands down, soften those knees again, pull the tummy onto the thighs, rocking the seat bones, really bringing yourself forwards. Stretch those hands over the top of the feet so the toes are in the wrist, and push those toes away from you, stretching through the armpit, stretch through that upper back. Push the right toe a bit harder and stretch that right side a bit more. Then push that left toe harder and stretch that side a bit more. And then release and come to sitting up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. And put those hands on the floor behind you and lift that chest up high to the sky. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push off those hands. Push that chest up. Straighten those elbows. Big breath in. Big breath out. Bring that chin down into the chest. Turn that head over towards the right leg. Pushing that left ear away from the left shoulder. And then swing that head through to the left-hand side of the left leg. And push that right ear away from that right shoulder. And bring that head back down to the middle. And then lift those eyes all the way up to the sky. Push that chest up. Big breath in. Big breath out. Push that chest forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Feel yourself on your seat bones, on your middle bottom. Release those hands off the floor. Big breath in, roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. And then let's grab that roller. Bring the roller in behind you. Bring your knees in. Press those elbows back. Big breath in. Resting the lower ribs, the bottom ribs on the roller. Breathing out. Stretch yourself all the way over. All the way over and take that head to the floor. Holding here, lean onto the right side, lean onto the left side. Lean right a bit, lean left a bit. So I'm rocking my pelvis, lifting my right shoulder up and then my left shoulder up. And then come back to the center, chin into the chest, bring yourself back up using those elbows if you need. And move that roller up a little bit higher, breathing in. Breathing out, stretching all the way over. Same again, take those arms away from the roller, lean onto the right, lean onto the left. Just ever so slightly rocking from side to side. And then chin into the chest and lift yourself back. And move that roller up a bit higher, breathing in. Breathing out, stretching over the roller again, leaning right, leaning left. Just do as little or as much as you want with this. If it's really tender, don't do so much. Bring that head back up. If you want to support the head in the hands, that's fine. And then move that roller up again. Breathing in. Breathing out, stretching all the way over, letting that head go to the floor. It's a bit harder to go onto the left and right here. Our shoulder blades are in the way. So just resting that head on the ground, take those hands over the head, rest those fingertips on the floor and stretch those hands away. Stretch those legs away, lengthen the body, and you can lift your bum up off the floor if you want and put more load on the upper back bones, or you can keep the bum on the floor. Lengthen that neck, take the head in the hands. Put those thumbs at the top of the neck, at the base of the skull, and just pull that head away from the body. Just rock that head a little bit from side to side. Just let that head go down to the floor. Breathing in on the out breath, push that chest up, push the head onto the ground, push the bum on the ground, and lift the chest so that you're releasing pressure off the roller. And then with those hands, bring the chin into the chest, bend those knees up, and move that roller down the spine. And then lower that head back down to the floor and roll the roller through the length of the spine here. All the way down and all the way back. And we can lean onto that right side a bit. And we can lean on that left side a bit. And we can lean on that right side a bit. And we can go all the way over onto the right. Again, visualize that your body's like pastry. So make sure that you roll all of it. So you don't just roll sections of it. So we go all the way onto that side. All the way down. Stretching that right arm out on the floor. All the way up. All the way into that armpit, and then we do that rolling forwards and backwards as we roll that roller down. So we're just mobilizing and massaging the soft tissue. All the way down through that bra strap area into the base of the shoulder blade. So if you're particularly tender in one or other place, stay there and just do circles with your body on that roller. Rolling around. So I am more tender down in that bra strap area, at the base of that shoulder blade, all the way up. Now do the whole length, all the way up, all the way down. And then rolling over onto the back of the shoulder, and then all the way over onto the back. So you might find those floating ribs at the bottom cause a little bit of weird sort of referred stuff. That's because they're floating. So go easy with them. It's good to go on them, but just be gentle. And then we're going on the left side, all the way down and all the way up. And go all the way over through the side. Into that armpit, rocking forwards and backwards. And moving all the way down, forwards and backwards. And where you have a tender spot, just stay, spend a bit of time there, doing a few circles. As often those are the tender spot is the attachment point for some of the stabilizing muscles. Keep going, circles. Through the bottom ribs. Back up, all the way into that armpit. All the way down, all the way up. And then back onto the back again. All the way down. And then stop with that roller in that bra strap area or just above. Take hold of the head in the hands, lengthen the neck. Lower that head all the way down to the floor. Lengthen those legs out straight. Take those hands over the head and reach those arms away and feel how much more mobility you have in that shoulder joint. Just from rolling through those armpits. Bring those hands back in. Take the head in the hands and lift yourself all the way up to sitting off your roller. Move that roller out of the way. And we're going to lie down on our side. Lie down on my right side, support my head with my right arm. And I'm going to straighten my underneath leg and tuck the top leg in underneath. Roll that left shoulder all the way up to the ear, down and back. Roll it all the way up to the ear, down and back, and then take that left hand straight up in the sky. And I'm just going to let that left hand hang backwards. Trying to visualize that I'm gliding that arm around the back of my body. And I'm going to swing that hand towards my head, towards my bum, towards my head, bum, head. And I'm going to stretch that arm. Keep it still and stretch that arm away and feel the tension through the fingers, through the palm of your hand, through that forearm, through the upper arm, and potentially through that chest. And then I'm going to bring that hand all the way over to the floor in front. And I'm going to track it on the floor all the way up, around my head, over behind, onto the floor where it can, back over the leg. All the way up, all the way around. So don't worry, it'll lift off the floor behind you, but try to touch it down when you can. All the way around. When you get in front, we'll do 2 circles the other way, down and over the leg, onto the floor, all the way around, back down in front, over the leg, all the way up, all the way around, and then back. And then we release that hand. We're going to come and lie on our tummy on the floor. And we're going to put that hand, that elbow bent. We have both elbows bent, leaving that left hand on the floor. Turn the eyes to the right, put the right palm down, bring the right knee up to the waist. So the right elbow's in the air. Just arrange yourself so you're comfortable with your chest. And you're going to push that left arm into the floor. So we've lifted the right side of the body up off the ground. We're pushing that left arm into the floor. Left ears on the ground, left hips on the ground, right hips lifted. Pushing that left arm into the floor. Keeping that shoulder down and back, breathing in, breathing out. Release the tension and lift the body higher off the ground, stretching through that chest, stretching through that shoulder, stretching through that arm. Breathing in, breathing out. Stretching that chest. Push that arm into the floor again. Breathing in. And on the out breath, release and lift a bit higher off the ground. So if your shoulders feels a bit delicate inside, so mine feels a bit delicate in the actual joint. So don't go mad, but just get enough so you're getting a bit of stretch in that those chest muscles. And then release that arm all the way down and roll onto that left-hand side. Take both arms Support your head with your left arm. Take that left leg straight, right leg underneath. Roll that right shoulder up to the ear, down and back. Lift that right arm up into the air. And then let that right arm fall backwards behind the body. Let the shoulder drop down, let the top of the arm drop down behind you. Keeping the tummy button facing towards the left-hand side. Keeping the left knee on the right knee, sorry, on the floor. So we're keeping those hips vertical. And we're going to swing that right hand up towards the head, down towards the feet. Up towards the head, down towards the feet. Up towards the head, and then stop it in the middle vertical position and push that hand hard away from you. So really straighten that arm. Feel the tension through the palm of the hand, feel the tension through the forearm, feel the tension through the upper arm. Really reach and stretch. And then bring that arm all the way over to the floor in front of you. And slide it on the floor all the way up above the head, all the way around, over the back, down and over the leg. Maybe extend that left arm away in front as well. Bring that right hand all the way up, all the way over the top of the head, around, and then you can rest your head on the floor. And bring that arm back. When those hands are together in front, take that right hand all the way down, over the leg, on the floor behind, all the way around the top of the head, down over the floor, over the leg, all the way around, and then back in front. And then roll over onto your tummy. Have that forearm, those forearms bent so the fingertips are towards the top of the head, eyes facing right, right ear to the floor, sorry, eyes facing left, sorry, right ear to the floor. Left knee comes up, left hand comes flat on the floor, elbow in the sky. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift the body a little bit off the floor and feel the stretch through that right shoulder. And then push that right forearm down into the floor. Breathing in, breathing out. Pushing that right forearm down into the floor. Breathing in, breathing out. And release the push and lift the body a little bit higher off the ground. Let that arm extend behind you if it needs to. And then push that right arm into the floor again. Breathing in. So I've still got the arm bent, but I might need to slide the arm away as I lift the body up so it doesn't all become too crumpled up. Pushing that right arm into the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then release the push and lift the body higher again, feeling that stretch through the chest. And then release and come onto your tummy. Put your forehead on the ground. Keep those arms bent so the fingertips are up near the top of the head, elbows are down by the waist. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, pull them down and back. Draw in that core, lengthen those legs. Knees and feet are just off the ground, breathing in. On the out breath, push those forearms in the ground and lift and stretch that upper body up. Breathing in, breathing out into that cobra position. Bottom ribs are on the ground, thumbs clenched, tummy's elevated slightly, legs are pointed, feet and knees are off the ground. Putting those shoulders down, pushing the head away from the toes, opening that chest. And then release onto the ground, breathing in. Breathing out, lift that upper body up again, pushing off those forearms, stretching the head away from the toes, and then release all the way back down to the floor. Breathing in, breathing out, push off those forearms, clench that bum, lengthen those legs, lifting that chest, opening, pushing the head away from the toes. Breathing in, breathing out. Every out breath, lengthen further. And then release all the way down to the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out, lifting, stretching through the front of the body. Push those toes away from the head. Clench the legs. Draw in the tummy, resting on the bottom rib and the pubic bone. And then release. Breathing in. Breathing out. Forehead on the ground. Let those elbows move away from the body, further from the sides. Take those forearms and hands away. And lift the hand and forearm up off the floor and release. Clench the bum, lengthen the legs, drawing the core, resting on the bottom rib, lift that hand and forearm up, push the head away from the toes, and release. Keep that torso position. Lift the hand and forearm up, hold it here. Lift those whole arms up into the sky. Touch those elbows down. Lift those arms up. Touch those elbows down. Lift those arms up. Touch those elbows down. Lift those arms up and hold them. Breathing in. On the out breath, pulse those arms up to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them here. Pulse those arms up again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them here. Breathing in. On the out breath, pulse them up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release everything down to the ground. Rolling over onto your right hand side. Take that right leg down straight. Take that left leg under the right leg, both arms away from you. Breathing in. On the out breath, bring that left arm all the way up into the sky and bring it all the way over your body, turning your eyes to the left. Looking at that left hand, reach those hands away from each other. Reach that right leg hard down away from the top of your head. Push that left knee on the floor, push that left shoulder away from the hip. Bring that left hand all the way back on top of the right hand. Take that left hand all the way over again as you breathe out. Reaching, stretching, turning those eyes to the left. Bring those hands back together. Breathing in. Breathing out, open, taking that hand all the way over. Push those hands away from each other. Push the knee away from the shoulder. Push the hip away from the shoulder. Breathing in. Breathing out, bring those hands all the way back together. One more, take that left hand all the way up into the sky, all the way over, pushing that left shoulder to the floor, following the shoulder after the hand, trying to get that left ear down to the ground, really pushing it, pushing that left hip away from the shoulder and the left knee onto the floor. And then release, untangle your legs, let those legs lift up and roll onto your back. Roll over onto the other side, put that left leg straight, bring that right leg underneath the left and bring those hands on top of each other. Breathing in, make sure the body's straight, push that left leg down away from the top of the head, make sure your spine's in neutral. Drawing in the core, bring that right hand all the way up into the sky, all the way over to the floor behind you, turning those eyes to the right. Breathing in, pushing those hands away from each other, pushing that right knee to the floor, pushing that right hip away from the shoulder, keeping the shoulder back and down, and then bring those hands back on top of each other. Breathing in, on the out breath, right hand all the way up into the sky, turn with those eyes, trying to get that right ear to the floor, keep that right shoulder down, push those hands away from each other. Breathing in. Breathing out, push the hands away, lengthening the body and bring those hands back together. Breathing in on the out breath, open those arms, reach and stretch. Pushing off that back of that left hand to push that body over, stretching that shoulder from the hip, stretching that hip from the knee, stretching that hand from the shoulder, bring those arms back together. And one more time, all the way over and open, following with the eyes. And then release those legs and let yourself roll back onto your back. Right, let yourself roll back onto your back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. I've got my knees bent, feet flat on the floor, sliding those hands down. Push that head and neck away from you. Bring that chin into the chest. Push the back of the head into the floor. And just lift the chin up so you create traction in the neck. Turn the eyes over to the right or lift the head and turn it. so that the ear is in line with the spine. Really try to get that right side of the nose to the ground, pushing it down, stretching the neck, push those fingers down towards the floor, keep those shoulders back and down, don't let them lift up. Release the shoulders, bring that head back up to the sky. Turn that head over to the left. Push those hands down towards the feet. Push that nose all the way down to the floor. Breathing in, keep those shoulders, especially that right shoulder, down on the ground. Breathing in, breathing out. Pushing the nose across, and then release and let that head look straight up to the sky. Lengthen the legs and slide the fingertips under the bum. Breathing in. On the out breath, push the elbows in the floor and lift that chest all the way up off the ground. Squeezing through the shoulder blades, pulling them together behind the back, lengthening those legs, breathing in, breathing out. So I'm just on the back of my head, not on the top of my head yet. Drawing in the core if you feel it in the lower back, and then release that back onto the ground. Bring the right knee in, bring the left knee in. Bring the nose to the knees, let that tailbone lift up off the ground. Scrunch all the way up. And then release, rest the head on the floor. Neutral spine, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Draw in the core and take those toes all the way back to the ground and lengthen those legs out straight. Put the fingers under the bum, breathing in. On the out breath, push off the elbows and come up onto the top of the head this time, pushing the toes away. Squeezing with those shoulder blades, pulling them together, breathing in, fill those lungs up with air. Stretch those ribs and breathe out, squeezing those shoulder blades together, pushing that chest up to the sky, trying to get the rib cage away from the shoulders, and then release all the way down onto the floor. Bring the left knee in, bring the right knee in, hug the nose to the knees, hug the nose to the knees. And then release the head back down to the floor, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Neutral spine, so a small lift off your lower back, and then drawing in the core, release those toes to the ground. We've got a big tummy muscle workout. When the toes reach the floor, slide them away, put the fingers under the bum, breathing in. On the out breath, push off those elbows, come right up onto the top of the head. Drawing the core in so we're not overarching the lower back. Pushing off those elbows, reach that chest up to the sky, breathing in. Breathing out, squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift that chest up higher, big breath in. Spread those ribs as you breathe in, and then breathe out, squeeze those shoulder blades together under that back, and then release down to the ground. Bring the right knee in, and then the left knee. Breathing in and bring the nose to the knees as you breathe out. And then release the head back onto the floor. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Draw in the tummy. Keep those knees above the hips. Put the hands on the ground, arms on the ground, palms up. Turn those shoulders in up to the ears, down and back. Drawing in the core. Take that right toe down to the floor and bring it back up. Take that left toe down to the floor, keeping the knee at 90, bring it back up. Push the head away from the tailbone, push the hands towards the feet. Right foot to the floor and bring it back up. Left foot to the floor and bring it back up. Both toes to the floor, really work that tummy. If you want to do them individually, you can. Bring them back up. We're going to do 4 of these. You could do 1 on each leg twice. Down to the floor for 2. Lift up, reach the head away from the shoulders, don't hunch up. 3, touching the floor and bring it back up. And 4, touching the floor, leave them on the floor. Lengthen those legs out straight. And then bring that left leg back into the body. Pull that knee all the way up towards the armpit. Breathing in, breathing out. Pull that knee all the way over the body, pushing that left hand away, turning the eyes left. Breathing in, and then on the out breath, pull that left knee to the floor, stretching through that lower back. And then rolling onto that right hand side. Take that left foot up behind you. Breathing in. On the out breath, crutch, tummy button, breastbone all in a line. Pull that foot behind. Make sure that you're not arching your lower back. Pull the pubic bone forward. Push that left foot into the hand. Trying to get the knee behind the body. Clenching with the bum, pushing those hips forwards. Look down your body and check your breastbone, tummy button. Check you can see your pubic bone. Pushing that foot in the hand and then release. And lengthen that leg behind the body, stretching through the hips, stretching through the quads. And then release, roll over onto your back. Pull that knee up into the armpit again, stretching the groin, pushing those thighs away from each other. Breathing in, breathing out, taking hold of that left foot. Turn that left leg, bring that right leg in. Hold on to the knee of the right leg. And push the knee of the left leg away. Holding it there, push that knee into the hand. Breathing in. Breathing out, release, push the knee further away, pull the right knee further in. Turning that shin. Stretching that glute and releasing that right leg out straight. Pull the left leg into you one more time. And pull the left leg all the way over the body. If we don't have mobility in our hip, we won't have mobility in our shoulders. Push that left hand away. Eyes left, left knee to the floor, lengthen through the back, pushing the shoulder away from the hip. And then release back onto the back. Pull the left knee in one more time. And then release the left leg out straight. Take the arms all the way over the head. Reach and push those fingers from the toes. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring the hands all the way up to the sky. Take hold of that right knee. Bring that right knee all the way up to the armpit. Pulling that right knee, pushing that right leg away from the left leg. Pushing the right foot up towards the knee. Breathing in. And on the out breath, pull that right leg all the way over the body, pushing the right hand away, turning those eyes to the right. Pushing the right hand away, pushing the right knee to the floor, breathing in. Pushing that hip after the knee as we breathe out. Pushing the shoulder after the hand. And then roll back onto your back and pull that knee in a bit closer. Stretching those legs away from each other. Breathing in. Breathing out, pull that right leg over the body again, pushing that right hand away. Pushing that left leg away from the top of the head so you're nice and straight. And then release and roll over onto that left-hand side. Support the head with the underneath arm. Drawing the core, pull the pubic bone forward so it's in line with the breastbone and the tummy button. Look down your body. Check that your knee is level with your hip. Check you can't see your knee, but you can see your pubic bone. Pull that knee behind you. Push the hand and the foot away from you and then push the foot into the hand. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release the shoulder. Release the push and lengthen that foot and hand away. Stretching through the hip flexor. Stretching through the front of that leg. You may need to push that left leg forward and the left hand forward just to stabilize. And then release that right leg. Roll back onto your back. Pull the right knee up in towards the armpit. Stretching away the right foot and leg away from the left foot. Turn that leg around, taking hold of the foot. Bring the left knee in, rest the right foot on the left knee, and then push that right knee away from you. Breathing in, breathing out. Push that right knee into the right hand. Breathing in, breathing out. Release the push and turn that leg more. Pushing that right hand away, pulling that right foot towards with the left knee. And then release the left leg out straight. Release the right foot, hold on to the right knee, pull it up into the armpit one more time. And then pull it all the way over the body, pushing those hands away. Pushing that right hand away, eyes to the right, and then rolling all the way back onto the back. Lengthen the right leg out, lengthen those arms out. Reach those fingers away from the toes, breathing in. On the out breath, hands to the sky, chin into the chest, and roll yourself all the way up. Take those hands sliding all the way down to the feet, bend the knees, stretch that back all the way over, breathing in. Breathing out, push those knees down into the ground. Sit yourself up vertical. Sit yourself up vertical. Pop those hands on the floor behind. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down the back. Lift that chest to the sky, breathing in. Breathing out. Slide those hands a bit further behind on the floor. Breathing in. I'm going to use my knuckles because my wrist's a bit sore. You guys can have your hands flat or use your knuckles. Push those elbows straight. Lift that chest up high. Pull the toes to the nose, pull the knees to the floor, breathing in. On the out breath, lift that bum up off the ground. Point those toes. Flex those feet. Point those toes. Flex those feet. Lower the bum down to the ground. Lift yourself up tall. Take those hands a bit further back. Bend your knees up. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift that hip up, the hips up off the floor. Glide the knees forward and stretch the shoulder joints. Roll yourself back a bit. Glide yourself forward and stretch through that shoulder joint. Stretch yourself back a bit. Lower that bum down to the ground. Lengthen those legs away. Breathing in. Push that chest up high. Breathing out. Grab hold of your stick. Grab hold of your stick. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. If you want to have your knees soft for your thighs, you can. If you can keep your knees straight, that's better. But pull forward so you're on your front bottom. Bring that stick up in front of you. Breathing in. On the out breath, pull the stick to the chest. Bring those shoulder blades back. Push that stick forwards. Bring that stick back. Push that stick forward. Reach so your arms stretch your shoulders, pulling the blades away from each other. Keep the arms straight and retract those shoulders so you pull them together. Reach forward. Please sit more vertically. Yeah, chest forward, shoulders back. Pull those shoulder blades back. Reaching forwards. Pulling those shoulder blades back. Keep the arms straight. Take the arms straight up in the sky. Bring that chest up. Bring those arms down behind you. Now, if you pull the hands away from each other on the stick, you get more stability. Push those arms straight up into the sky. Bring those arms straight down so the stick touches the shoulders. Push the stick an inch away behind you. Release on the shoulders. Push it an inch away behind. Release on the shoulders. Push it an inch away behind. Push those hands straight up into the sky. Bring those hands down in front. Pull that stick onto the chest. Push that stick forward. Take that stick up into the sky. Bring the chest up. Bring the stick down by the head. Lean the body backwards. Soften the knees if you need. Turn to the left. Back to center. Turn to the right. Chest up, Sandra. Back to center. Turn to the left. Back to center. Turn to the right. Hold the end of the stick back to center. Hold right out at the end and it'll be easier. Push that stick up over the head. Bring that stick back down onto your back. You hold the ends of it, it's easier. Push the stick away from the back. Touch it on the back. Push it away. Touch it on. Push it away. Push those hands up high. Bring them in front. Sit yourself back up. So if that's hard, stay more vertical. So you're leaning quite a long way back. So don't lean quite so far back. If your legs are finding it hard, cross them. Cross your legs over or just let those thighs drop out. Ideally, we want to have them straight, so we're getting as straight as we can. So lift yourself up. Take that stick up into the sky. Bring the stick behind the back. Chests up. So chest up, Ianthe, and you'll get more movement in that shoulder. Good. Leaning back as far as you feel comfortable. Turning left. Back to center. Turning right. Back to center. Turning left. Back to center. Turning right. Back to center. One more left. Center. Right. Center. Push that stick up over the head. Bring that stick over in front. Sit yourself up straight. Bring that stick onto your legs. Soften the knees and pop the stick over your toes. Good. Lift your chests up. So head up, Ianthe. Really pull that chest up. Breathing in. On the out breath, push the chest towards your toes. Push that chest forward. So bring your tummy button towards your thighs. Good. Great, Sarah. Great, Hilary. Lovely. Push that chest forward. Good. Well done. Pushing forward, pushing up. Push the toes away from you and stretch those shoulders more. Stretch those shoulders. Let them give. And then release that head and let yourself come and just go to come to that stretch. Push those toes away, holding onto that stick. Release the toes. Bring that stick onto the thighs and bring yourself up vertical again. Breathing in, bring your stick up in front. Bring that stick back to the chest. More vertical, Ianthe. Push that, yeah, that's it. Chest forward, that stick forward. It'll be easier. It's harder on your legs. Bring the stick up into the sky. It'll be easier on your shoulders. Bring that stick down. So right now, I'm not fussed about your legs. We're working on the shoulders. So ideally, your legs are straight and are flat and are pointing up, but I don't care about that. I want you to, if they're spasming, it's the chest. Get that chest up, get this shoulder movement. So moving the stick away from behind you. Yeah, pop the stick on your back, Sarah. Drop it down, good. Now move the stick behind you and then touch your shoulders. Move the stick behind, good, excellent, Sarah. Touch your shoulders. So actually be nicer to yourself with your legs. Push the stick behind, chin up, good. Touch the shoulders. Push the stick behind, push it straight up above your head. Bring it straight in front. Rest it on the floor. Okay, well done. Right, so we're working on shoulders. Eventually it'll all come and you'll have your legs straight, but we can't do it all at the same time. So we work on one bit, push that, and another bit, push it, and then we combine it all. Okay, so my knees are still up a bit. I'm going to push my knees down to the floor. Bring those arms up in front. Breathing in. Just walk my feet to the end of the mat. Breathing out. Lower that back down to the floor. So curling, curling, curling. So loosening up from sitting up straight. Taking those hands all the way over the head. Reach those fingers away from the toes. Let the back lift up off the floor. Push the right hand away from the right foot. Push the left hand away from the left foot. Push both hands away from both feet. And then bring those hands to the sky, breathing in. Breathing out, curling all the way back up. Hands on your legs, rolling all the way forward. Let those knees soften. So this is the same. The priority is tummy on the thighs. So I don't care if your knees lift up, but then we try to push the knees down as much as we can. So that eventually we can get the tummy on the thighs with the legs flat on the floor. And then sit yourself up vertical. And here again, we help pop those fat fists on the floor behind. We're a bit slumped because we're tired. Push off those fists onto the front bottom. Straighten that body up to the sky, pushing the head up tall. Release the hands off the floor and hold yourself there. Then bring those arms up into the sky, so your chest's up high, good. Big breath in, breathe out, reach those hands wide, touching the floor. So again, sweep the floor all the way up to the sky. We're a bit slumped, lift that chest up, push that head up, push those fingers up, all the toes to the nose, push the knees down to the floor. Big breath in, big breath out, release those arms. So again, they can come behind us if we can, rest them on the legs and roll your shoulders. Good job. Good job. Well done.